Radio River.
All right, a world between fandoms, Oti, and we had two season finales this past 2 weeks because we haven't talked about it in a while. We're gonna start with Doctor Who right off the bat. Episode
Doctor
7, I
Who, full
guess.
spoilers. Okay.
Oh yes, if you haven't watched the finale, which we'll talk about Wish World first for about 2 minutes, and then we'll jump to the finale. Come back, go watch the show. There's a lot of spoilers for the last 10 minutes of Doctor Who. Then come back, and if you don't care, then stay and let us know. Wish World of the last week's episode, classic Doctor Who episode. It was a cool kind of not back to form. The last episode was okay. It's a good Doctor Who episode. For some reason, it reminded me of the David Tennant episode when the Master just turns him old. He just starts getting older and older.
It
Had that
reminded
vibe.
it reminded me of Sound of Drums and Human Nature. It reminded me
Okay.
of those two episodes.
Yeah.
We got John
So-
Smith back.
Yeah, the John Smith callback was cool because I was okay. He knows what's going on. Of course, he remembers. He's just trying to find a plan. That's what I'm waiting for. It's almost the old one, but it's a cool setup that every time those cups break, a new one shows back up. Everything's orange. No one's remembering. I'll say, even though she was there a couple of episodes again, I love having Ruby back for some reason. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, Ruby, you're great. I want
E-
you back every time you're here.
Even like one of my conclusions of the finale was like Ruby is one of my favorite companions. I love her. She's so cool. She's definitely special. So we'll get into that. But I love any Ruby, anything.
Yeah, she was great in her solo episode last season, 73 yards. Come on, one of the best of last season. The little bit earlier this season, when though it wasn't my favorite episode, I love seeing her there. But just seeing her back in that episode in Wish World, being the only one that remembers trying to bring that doctor back, and of course in the finale, she's a very important part. But Wish World in general was a very cool episode. Rogue came up, just gave me a little message. Hey, go do so. I can't remember what he said. It was cool to see him back. Hopefully, I mean, we'll talk about the finale in a minute.
Last night I had a theory on Rogue, and I think it came true because I was thinking, like, what if that wasn't really Rogue and it was just like a projection of memories and wishes and stories? And I kind of think that's what it was after seeing the finale. So
let's go to the finale.
By the way, did you see Ncuti talk about that scene?
No.
So he was saying that apparently they recorded that moment with Rogue telling the doctor the table thing before they recorded Rogue.
Oh,
and
wow.
Jonathan, when they met, they were talking, and Jonathan Groff was like, "Yeah, they made me record something for next season, something about some tables."
Oh no, I didn't know that. Yeah, the table thing. Tables don't work that way, right, or something like that.
Tables don't do that. Cam
Tables
has to
don't do
run. Thanks for being with us, Cam.
Yeah, Cam, thank you. Check out his things out there. Well, let's just jump to the finale, the reality war. A lot of setup. I'll say before we jump into reality war, I guess these last two seasons, I felt like people that don't follow Star Wars all the way, when they see someone like us just go nuts. Oh, because this character from Legend showed up. Because everything is from the original Doctor Who. I don't know who Sutek was. Omega, the Rani. I don't know any of these people.
I mean, but they then did Old New Who at the end.
I'm not complaining about it, because when I started watching New Who, I didn't know who the Dalek were or the Cybermen. I still enjoyed it. So just a way to, True. I don't know why people are so excited. That was it when all these names are coming up, but the Rani is crazy. She's another Time Lord, wants to bring back the original Time Lord in Omega and create a new race of Time Lords with Omega's DNA.
Bring back the Time Lord. So
yeah,
classic Time Lord plot.
Yeah,
it's basically the plot of the Master in the End of Time, was it? Yeah,
I don't know the name of the episodes. I'm sorry.
The David Tennant finale.
Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy it? Let me just start there before we go into
I don't
the
know.
too new. I think I'm right.
No idea how I so I feel like when I watched The Rise of Skywalker, like I knew it was crazy
Yeah,
and did a lot of weird things that I kind of liked but didn't know. And while I was watching it, I went through a literal roller coaster of emotion. There were
yeah,
moments I was like, I hate this. There were moments where I was like, Russell T Davis is a genius.
yeah.
Then I was like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
There were moments where I was like, wait, this is what we're going for? And then it ended, and I was like, oh, okay.
I saw a comment that someone posted, and I think this is how I feel. I mean, with every Doctor Who, this was so weird. I loved it. And like that could be any Doctor Who, but
Yeah.
same thing through most of the episode. I'm like, it's okay. It's an okay episode. It doesn't feel like this a big finale. Some things are getting resolved too easy. They don't make sense or whatever. Then it went up with some of the surprises, some of the decisions they made. I loved it. Then it went down, then came back up with some more surprises. So I'm kind of maybe the whole episode wasn't great. Cool part towards the end, and then what the hell is going on all the way at the end. But
I think it was a cool
Anita's back.
episode. Oh, dude, I love that. I love that.
Yes.
Like when that door opens, I was like, this is too easy, but let's go into
Yeah.
a time hotel.
I love the time hotel as a concept. It's something you can use any sci-fi thing you want to create. Just use the idea of a time hotel. You can do millions of ideas or whatever. And Anita was a great companion for that little half of the episode. So yeah, give me more Anita.
It was super fun that she got to see all the doctors. She went to Matt Smith.
Was that a new Matt Smith? I don't remember that episode.
I don't remember that scene. But I don't think it was something they recorded for
in my heart. It was.
I don't think it was something they recorded for the episode. And then they did the second Doctor with the Day of the Dalek, I think is the name of that episode. And there was a new Dalek. I saw the behind the scenes, like, finally!
Yeah. And then we get the Rogue scene when she's like, okay, I'll let you go. Yeah. I'll go with Ricardo, which is my brother's name. I gotta make sure he didn't get into Doctor Who. But yeah, Anita, I love Anita. So it was a cool thing to bring her back. And she was important to the plot. It wasn't just a throwaway that she was there just to save him.
By the way, I'm gonna spoil it. Watching it, not knowing it was a regeneration episode, it was fun because they brought in everything from because she was back. Joy to the World was back later on. So I really did appreciate that they brought everything together.
Yeah. I just going through social media later after watching the episode. I guess a bunch of the surprises were spoiled. I didn't see anything. I know you're more into the Doctor Who world out there. I don't know if you saw anything before.
So I tweeted out I feel like if I texted my friends who haven't watched it yet the same thing. Like I could spoil this episode and you would think I'm joking.
Yeah.
So I heard a lot of the leaks and I was like, that's not gonna happen. That's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so let's go, I guess, more close to the finale. So the idea is this time shift is happening. Just keep repeating it the same day over and over. Eventually, reality
it's getting narrower and narrower.
And then, but if they fix the problem, then Poppy will disappear because she's part of this fake reality that was made up by the wishes of Conrad.
And that was actually super interesting because that was an interesting cliffhanger, and then how they brought it in, because like the whole thing why she's special is because everyone remembers that it was a fake reality.
Yeah.
But Poppy is still in their memory, so it's like, so she is real. So I did like how they played with that.
Yeah, and it made sense why it was Poppy. Sometimes right, oh yeah, no, this baby is from thousands of years ago, but it's in our memory. That's why you remember it. I remember her. Because when I was watching Wishful, I'm like, I seen this kid before. Where was it? And I had to go back.
She shows up in the barber episode for a second.
I saw later. I figured out. I found out, but yeah, Poppy, Space Babies comes back from the first episode. They put her and Belinda in this chamber. This reality chamber where so nothing happens to them, but
yeah, because the thing is that Poppy can disappear.
Yeah, Let's go to the end. I don't. So they save the day.
I'll say I
Omega eats
love
the
the
Rani.
war thing, like the kaiju's fighting the
The freaking
unit
unit,
building.
the building
Like that,
moved around.
I thought that was super cool. It
It
was
was cool.
absurd. I was underwhelmed, by the way, by the Ronnie.
Yeah,
Because she then turned into an exposition machine. She shows up in unit, says everything that everyone needs to know, and leaves.
yeah, yeah.
And I
That
was,
scene. Go
yeah,
ahead. No, I just
no,
want
no,
to say I love when the Doctor in any interaction gets to interact with other Time Lords, because it's always we're the last one. We need to find a way to figure out how to
yeah.
move together as a species. This time was a little bit the other way with the Rani trying to convince him, hey, we'll make it better. It's like, that's what every god says, right? We'll make a better world this time. Forget about these puny humans. Let's do something else together.
I do like that she's like, I know you deep down want
Yeah.
this. And then he's like, yeah. Because like when she's like, don't you want to see him? He's like, yeah, I kind of do.
I kind of do.
I was fooled, by the way. So Michelle Gomez, Missy actress. She was in the premiere, so everyone was speculating that she was gonna show up, and I was like hell bent on this. I was like, the unholy trinity has to be the Doctor, the Master, and the Rani. And when they were gonna open the vault, they were doing the, I don't know if you can hear it, the sound of drums. So I was like,
I didn't notice.
Like Missy's gonna pop out of the
that
vault.
was being so awesome.
So then this monster comes out. And I was like, Russell T Davies really likes his like monster ending villains.
Yeah, like, so that's where I kind of again very similar to Sutek, a monster just hanging to retarded. This monster comes out halfway because it's too big to come out the whole way from that tunnel. It's the Rani. Mrs. Flood says, "See ya, I'm leaving."
I do love that the Rani's still out there. Then
yeah, she's now the only Rani. I love when they're both Belinda and Ruby are like, "That's my neighbor." No, that's my neighbor. And she's like, yeah, it's just me.
Great line, by the way. I just needed to find a blonde teenager or 19-year-old and stick with her. Good call forward.
But again, great to get Ruby back. Very important. And the only one that kind of remembers what's going on. But then when everything kind of, we saved, we went back. Belinda's there, Poppy's there, everyone's saved. Anita leaves and says, "Oh, I gotta go back." The boss.
The meep.
I thought the boss was gonna be not the Rani, but I thought the Rani was the one who waits.
Yeah.
But then the boss is still out there, so I love that there's still something going on that hasn't been revealed.
Yep, there is something they're still hiding.
Yeah. But then we go to the TARDIS, and everyone's happy. We're gonna take Poppy. She's gonna see Neptune.
Oh yeah, because Poppy survived.
So Poppy survived. They're like, so what are you gonna do? Are you gonna take this child with you? Whatever. So she's in the TARDIS in this little crib. They start folding her jacket, and there was a cutaway. I'm like, I think she's gonna disappear. But every time the jacket keeps getting smaller and smaller, like, oh crap, they're doing it. Heartbreaking. Go ahead.
That's probably one of my favorite Doctor Who scenes ever.
This is where, even though the episode was kind of, it's okay, that scene started to pick up on me. I love the scene. I love when, and this, maybe I read it wrong, when Ruby's trying to get them to remember Poppy, and they're like, there's no Poppy, we don't have a baby. We will remember we had a baby. The last time she says it, the Doctor looks at her and said, "Oh, your mind's scrambled." He winks at her and like, "Oh, the Doctor remembers. He just doesn't want Belinda to go through that."
Yeah.
And then like, okay, this is great, Russell T Davies, you did it. But then when they go out and she keeps going, no, Poppy. I'm like, no, you're breaking it, you're ruining it, and that took me down. Then we're gonna go back to the TARDIS, but before we go there.
So this is why it was a roller coaster for me. Because I loved this. I love the whole like the Doctor is he remembers, he knows he's lying to Belinda, but he's doing it to protect her. And then it's gonna be weird because they're gonna go on adventures. Okay, at first I was like, I hate this because we're doing the whole like the kid thing and we're gonna go on adventures, and like this is not gonna work. Like, and then when that scene happened, I was like, this Russell T Davies is a genius. Like, this is awesome. I love how the whole cloth, how they played it. It was actually brilliant. And then I was like, okay, cool. I'm so excited for next season. I thought the episode was ending. I was like so excited.
Yeah, me too.
These two companions, I love them. I want to see them on adventures together. And then that thing started to happen. I was like, oh, and then I was like, where is this going? Like, what's the point here? And then everyone guilt trips the doctor into wanting to save Poppy.
We're all your children. Remember the time
I hated that line.
Yeah.
I love Kate, but I hated that line.
Yeah. So that it went back. It kind of took a dive for me at that point.
But I still liked a lot of things that happened after.
So then, the reality has been tilted 1 degree or something. I gotta go back to the TARDIS to save everyone. What happened before?
But by the way, I will give them something, and Alan, I think, is onto something. I felt a lot for Ruby. She was so sad thinking about the Dr. Belinda and Poppy going on without her.
I thought that was first what was happening. When she's looking at them, I thought she felt left out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but then I started thinking, like, it would be extremely unlike the Doctor to remember that Belinda had a daughter and pushing it away and ignoring it. So even though I didn't like maybe the execution of that whole guilt trip, like, I think it did make sense. And Ruby being the one, like, you're really gonna act like you can't do anything about this. And then the episode did something else that I thought was gonna be super cool. Again, they pulled the rug from under me so many times, and it was actually fun to go through it, even though it was nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Again, it's Doctor Who. I'm not gonna. It's just nuts. You gotta go with it.
Yeah.
So he goes to the TARDIS, tries to fix this 1 degree tilt, whatever that the universe has gone through, and you hear a voice come out and say, like, you can't do that, or you're gonna need some help.
But I think this is very important, though, because he does the thing the Bad Wolf did. He hacks into the energy of the TARDIS, which he knows is gonna kill him, but he does it on purpose. And then I thought, this is so interesting. We're gonna get a regeneration, and the next Doctor is gonna have to pick up the previous Doctor's adventure and go save Poppy. I was okay. I mean, this is cool. But then
Jodie shows up.
I was very excited. I was very excited to see her.
I've been on records here saying that she's not my favorite Doctor. Not Jodie Whittaker's fault. I just thought the stories she got were not the best. Dude, I got very emotional when I heard that voice and I had the captions and read what she said. I think it said woman's voice. What I'm like, don't tell me. And when it cut to her coming down the stairs, why so big? We need so many space in a place that's about space. I'm like,
where's my cave?
Come back. I want you back. I hope so. And I love that she's there because she got, unfortunately, a lot of people didn't like her series. Yeah. So I'm glad that she got a chance to come back and give a little bit more of her Doctor. And I think it was great. And connecting them again to, what are the name of her companion was?
Jazz.
Jazz. I was going to say Vel. I had confused. When he said, "Oh, I love you, Doctor." Oh, I don't say I love you. I should say that too, Jazz. You never do, but she knows. I like, oh man, it's
that
great.
Was cool. Jodie has been on my short list of top Doctors I wanted to return, so I was excited to see her. But then the show did another thing that I was like, because she's like, "I'm here to stop you," and I was like, are we gonna have like a Doctor war, like the 13 versus the 15? You can't save Poppy. So yeah.
Yeah, it didn't. She was there to kind of help him move some things around and then walked out. But it's a cool cameo for her to come back. Didn't change too much of it. I thought that maybe going to season 3, she might be more involved in it, but we'll see.
The show still had surprises. I love that scene with him doing the energy and the everything breaking.
Yeah, it was a cool scene. Again, Disney money. But now we find out he goes back saves
He wakes-
reality, goes back to visit Belinda. Pop is there. It's not your kid anymore.
No,
Some other guy. Did she really say Popper's name in all those
no,
episodes?
no.
Okay.
I think she rewrote history.
I don't want. I'm like, what the hell? I would remember she said in 5 different episodes.
Everyone would have been, who's Poppy?
Yeah. But so anyway, so Poppy survived. She's with Belinda. Unfortunately, it's not the doctor's.
Belinda's mom, another companion, iconic. Iconic companion's mom. Because like I love that she's like, oh, I've always wanted to bring a doctor here, but for me.
Oh, yeah. So one thing, didn't the whole thing for the 60th and part of this episode that he has a granddaughter, but now supposedly Time Lords can't have children?
I mean, the doctor has a daughter, but it's weird, the whole grandkids and children in Doctor Who. Like,
Yeah.
it depends on the story they're telling.
It's like when Stan Lee got asked who would win a fight between the Hulk and Spider-Man. Whoever I'm writing is the one that wins it. It's the doctor's story. Whoever's writing comes up with the rules.
Because the doctor's daughter in that episode of the 10th Doctor is not Susan's mom. No. So it's weird. It's super
weird.
Whoever
they want. Doesn't matter. And then, unfortunately, we get regeneration for Ncuti. That's his time. It's over. All these thoughts about maybe there's not going to be a season 3. They're not going to show who the next Doctor is. What the fuck?
Wait.
What?
Because when he wakes up, I was like, oh, thank God he didn't regenerate. But then he sees the hand and he's like, nah, not yet.
Oh, that part.
So I thought they were going to do a Capaldi thing where the entire season, his time is coming and he's just putting it off. So I was like, oh, cool. The last season is going to be then like a last round of him before he regenerates. But then after that Belinda scene and she being like, will I ever see? I was like, okay, I was super emotional. I was like, okay, now he has this has to be his regeneration scene. They're not going to get a better scene than this. Mm-hmm. And oh my God.
Yeah, when he walked to the TARDIS, I can't remember exactly what he said, but I kind of had an idea that was happening. Sorry, my son is back and heard me curse, so now he's texting me to watch my language. So yeah, regeneration starts. I'm like, there's not an announcement for season 3, so they're not gonna show who the next Doctor is. Boom, we just mentioned Bad Wolf. Rose, Billy Piper is there. What?
The 16th Doctor?
Do it again. Is it gonna work or not? Does it make sense? I don't care. Rose.
I do like the fact that it may have something to do with him tapping into the TARDIS energy because the last person who did that was Rose. So maybe it has. But have you seen the theories? Like it says introducing Billy Piper, but it doesn't say as the Doctor.
Yeah.
And they show like every introducing X as the Doctor. They didn't do that. What if she's not the Doctor? What if she's the Bad Wolf?
Makes sense. I mean, I'm not gonna say makes sense. It'll be cool if she comes back as something else.
Also, it's gonna be super weird when she goes to
You'll get it.
Rose's mom, the new Rose.
Catherine,
Donna. When she goes to Donna's house to visit Rose, and then the 14th Doctor is there, but he's not the 10th. It's gonna be weird.
And she has another version in that. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that hand.
Also, by the way, I've had that over there for a while.
I can't see what it is.
So it's a comic book about the 10th Doctor and the 8th Doctor. And they have to fight the Bad Wolf Empire, which is run by a rogue Rose. Yep.
But again, I understand if people were spoiled, if things like that were out there. I'm glad I didn't see them. I wouldn't have believed them either.
I've seen the Billy Piper thing for like a year. And I was like, this is too insane. I did like, there was a theory that there were, Clara was going to be the 16th Doctor. And I was super into that. So at first when I saw Billy Piper, I was like, I don't know, but then I was like, if I was into the Clara thing, why wouldn't I be into this? So
Yeah. No, I'm loving it. Give me weird Doctor Who. People might say just falling back on old actors that worked with David Tennant before and now Billy Piper, but I mean, I'll take it. I'll take Billy Piper.
yeah,
She was great. My introduction to Doctor Who with her as a companion. So hopefully this is, I mean, if you do something like this, there has to be an idea for what's going on. I don't know if they're going to call it season 3 or we start again with something. I mean, I guess with her first season, it kept going even though the Doctor changed. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to know what's next because
Yeah.
the show hasn't been renewed. So maybe,
But we just got a trailer for the war between the land and sea. A trailer came out right after.
I'm not a huge fan of the spin-offs.
We'll see.
But yeah, no, I want to know. I want to know what they have in store.
So real quick before we move to the last of your thoughts on season 2 in general, and then Ncuti's run, which unfortunately came to an end a lot sooner than I thought.
By the way, it's not much longer than Eccleston's. I think it's like 3 episodes longer, which is wild.
Yeah, Eccleston was just one season, but it was longer.
10 episodes, yeah. I love Ncuti's run. I think he has probably one of the best run of episodes ever. Like his finales are always like, ugh, I don't know. There's a couple episodes in there that I'm like fine with, but like really think about it. I don't think he has a bad episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna miss him. I love this version of the Doctor. It was super different.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really like season 2. Maybe more than season 1. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I fall in terms of season 1 or season 2. At one point, I was loving season 2 more. There were a couple of episodes down the middle, maybe just one that Lucky Day, the one that I really didn't enjoy, but everything else was fine. There's some great episodes to begin the season with. I love Ncuti. He was a great doctor, brought his own flavor to it. I love when he, in this episode, he comes back fully as the Doctor, not as John Smith, when he drops the jacket coat and then comes out with, even though he doesn't have a doctor suit or a uniform, that's kind of his style there. Maybe with that brown jacket that we saw in the first episode.
I wish we got the brown jacket because I've heard a lot of talk of the Doctor silhouette. Like if you just see a silhouette, you know what Doctor is. So I think the jacket is his thing.
Would have been cool to get the jacket back. All in all, I think he did a great job. Gotta miss him. I wish he got to finish all 3 seasons, but again, we don't know what the story was.
Now the question is, when is he coming back?
Yeah, he'll be back. We'll see. Everyone.
That's the fun part now.
Will he be back before Eccleston? Yes, he will.
By the way, this is the most Eccleston thing ever. They're showing this clip of Billy Piper saying that she would love to come back to the show because her kids are fan and it would help her, like, you know, it would be fun for her. And now she gets to be the Doctor, which is amazing. But I love that that's like a touching, everyone's sharing it like a touching, like, oh, look, she's getting to do it. Awesome. That line is like 10 seconds before or after Eccleston being like, I would only come back because it's in a panel with him. Yeah. I would only come back if they fire everyone.
Yeah, he does hate a lot of those people.
Yeah.
Maybe, we'll see what the next showrunner, if Russell T. Davies doesn't do it. So I would love to see Eccleston back. I know.
This would be like one big dump on someone who isn't like, okay, you get to be the new showrunner. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Leave it there. Like, I really hope he stays because I hope he has a plan.
Yeah. I mean, the way this episode ended, there has to be a plan for what's next. It can't just be like, okay, good luck to anyone else. But hopefully
great regeneration, by the way. I love how accepting he was of it. Like,
yeah.
My time is now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. They did explain by generation a little bit. Right? Saying that this is the way of Time Lords trying to
have kids,
keep alive or keep the lineage going. So
yeah, but he couldn't by generate. He had to regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
Radio Rebellion.